Today I'm going to share with you my 5 best tips you should always do when using acrylic paints. And you're going to want to stick around because tip number 5 is going to go against everything else you read on the internet. Sometimes starting can be the hardest part, so make sure you set up your space so you want to be in it. So tip number 1 is setting up your paint paradise. It's kind of like having a date with yourself. So what can you do to make this place and the time that you're going to spend with yourself special? I personally like to have a plant nearby, a crystal nearby. I like to light a candle because I love smell goods. And get your favorite beverage. I love a hot tea. Just make sure you don't put your brush in your drink. Last but not least, I love music. So if I'm with myself, I like to put on my headphones. Listen to your favorite music, anything that will get your brush moving. Tip number 2 is an actual painting tip, and here it is. Paint from the back and move forward. If you layer this way, it's going to be more efficient, I promise. Imagine trying to paint my sky in between all the tips of my rocks up there. That would just be annoying. Don't do that to yourself. Have painting be efficient when you can. With this painting, I'm also chunking out my space, filling up my canvas so that I can get to details later. So it really ties in with this same tip. Tip number 3 is to take breaks. I am giving you permission to get up and walk away from your painting. And when you come back, you get a whole new perspective. It's awesome. You can even change your space around a little bit. For me, it's easier to tell what I need when I take a break from what I'm doing. I'm hoping that if you're painting, you love color just as much as I do. Tip number 4 is to take note of your colors. When you're starting to paint, you can use a color wheel, spin it around, and see what happens when you mix different colors together. But really, I think the best way to experience and learn is to just mix colors and see what happens. And try and have a sketchbook nearby so that when you do hate a color, love a color, you can take note of it. It's definitely okay to be a nerd about color. I give you full permission. I like to put a little dab in my sketchbook and write down exactly how I made that color. And maybe, who knows, I'll need it in the future and I'll have that little note for myself so that I can use it when I need it. Welcome to tip number 5. You've made it. The internet is going to tell you to move fast with acrylics. I have so many students that paint slow, and I'm going to tell you right now, from me to you, that it is okay. So here officially is tip number 5 for you. Move at your pace. If you're new to acrylic painting, make sure you're using fluid paints. They don't dry up really quick. That way, you don't have to paint fast. Take a second, take a breath. Painting should be enjoyed, and who knows, you might miss a second that you really love. So going slow is okay if you are a slow painter. Just make sure you're using those fluid paints. My name is Shannon. Thank you so much for watching. We're Embodied Art Studio. Please tag us if you try any of these tips and you like it. And if you did really like us, I borrowed a little bit from our 15 tricks for jumpstarting your creativity. So if you want to get more, click the link in the description where you can get all of those 15 tricks for jumpstarting your creativity. To keep following us, ring the bell. Follow Embodied Arts, where beginner painters love to learn how to paint.